Hello, welcome to LLG's Random But Real podcast, where you'll hear conversations about any and all things random with an entree, not a side dish, of mental health advocacy. I use my performance, communication, and literary art skills to bring awareness about mental health and other topics. Therefore, whether I'm singing, speaking, or writing, it is my desire that my words will be melodic, just like music to your ears. Welcome to LLG. That's me, Lisa L. Gilliam's Random But Real podcast. Please note, any comments made on this LLG Random But Real podcast by myself, Lisa One Singing Lady Gilliam, or my guests are our own views. They are not to be made or determine an actual professional or in lieu of an actual professional. If you relate to any of the topics, please seek professional help. Contact a therapist, a psychologist, any other mental health professional, or if it's an emergency, please call 911. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of LLG's Random But Real. I am Lisa One Singing Lady Gilliam, and I am excited, as always, to be on here with you all. Again, I had a lot of technical difficulties, so I thank my guests in advance for being patient with me as I tried to figure it out. Hopefully, things will work out on the phone. I'm usually doing this on my tablet. In order to have multiple people on Spotify, you have to either do it on a tablet or a cell phone. So you all may have to, I don't know, mute on your actual phone. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to go, but I can hear like the background music or background noise from each person. We'll see how it works out. Hopefully we'll get through it. Remember, everybody, that the views that are shared on here are our own, although some of us are studying to be counselors. We are not counselors on this show. And basically, today we are going to talk about some things that are near dear to my heart. And hopefully some of you all will learn something or be blessed. I have one here, Ashley Lockley. Say hi, Ashley.
Hey there, everybody.
I have Tracy M. Worley, my co-author. Say hi, Tracy.
Hello, hello, hello.
And Dhyana Parker. Say hello, Danya.
Hello.
And so I didn't say that in any order. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to turn it over to Ashley and maybe even finish up the rest of them because I didn't get to 50 y'all.
Thanks, Lisa, for having us on. So, as you all know, by the time you guys listen to this, it will be Lisa's 50th birthday. Was I supposed to say the age? The day before, I'm sorry. Did I say was I supposed to say the age? I'm not sure.
No, that's fine. I'm not ashamed.
We're excited, and we as her friends wanted to celebrate Lisa, and so we thought it would be really cool to be on and see what wisdom Lisa could glean or give to us as she is now entering her 50th year. So this is blessings, lessons, and facts about our dear LLG. So Lisa, do you want to kick it off with your first one, and we'll kind of just
we'll you can choose if you want. You don't even have to go in order. They just came, and then you can just strike it out as they go, and then y'all can you all know me, so you can say if you agree or don't agree or whatever. We're just gonna have some fun.
Cool. Well, let's see. I will start. I'll go ahead and just start with the first one.
Okay.
And then we can just kind of see where we go from there. Number one, I've learned that I am a connector. I am a networker and supporter. Sadly, I rarely receive the same in return.
It's
Is
true.
is there anything else that you would like to add to that?
No, I am blessed. I'm thankful that I've been able to connect so many people, whether it was networking or some people. Shoot, I've even put people together who gotten married. Still can't seem to
Wow.
be found yet. But, you know, so God has definitely given me a gift to be able to help other people and put them together. But it would be nice if someone was looking out for me. Not to say that y'all don't, because you three do. So I have to give y'all props. But y'all know what I mean. Don, yeah, I know we talked about this. Tracy too. Y'all know. Y'all know exactly what I'm
Mhm.
talking
Yeah.
about.
Mhm.
Yes, I do. Yes, I
Mhm.
do.
Absolutely. Danya, Tracy, did you guys want to add anything there? I mean, I am glad that Lisa gave us our props because you know.
I wasn't
But
including y'all.
yeah, I mean, but I do think that that is, I think that's one of the things that I really really admire about Lisa. She's going to be real and honest
Mhm.
about where she is, what she's feeling, where she finds herself. And sometimes it may not go over well with people because I think that we as people, we are socialized to make ourselves smaller, our feelings smaller for other people's comfort.
Yeah.
And Lisa does not do that often. And I'm not saying that to be funny. I know it just came out weird. I'm not saying that to be funny. But I do
Yeah.
think that that is something that's true. So I'm sorry, I asked Tracy or Donnie if you guys wanted to kind of pop in
Oh
there
no,
and
Agree with
start
nothing.
you.
talking.
Nothing.
Oh, oh, sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
I'll yield to Danya. Nothing to add there on that one.
Cool.
But I agree with Lisa on that part, as about the supportive part. But I respect Lisa, her,
Mhm.
how can I say it, her direct connection to you and tell you, okay, because she's gotten into me plenty of times. Okay, you need to do this. You need to stop doing that. But I respect the fact that she's comfortable with me and our relationship and our friendship, that she's comfortable coming to me. And I'm happy that I'm comfortable receiving it. Because at times you don't trust everybody's output or input to you. So I respect it a lot. Sometimes we don't see eye to eye and we agree to disagree, but I respect where she's coming from. I respect the fact that she's going to tell me when I'm wrong, even when I feel that I'm right. No, I'm gonna check you, and then we could talk about it. And I respect that so much.
I do ask, see, now you just brought, because one of my things on here is that I don't like unsolicited advice. I can't find the number right now. Do you see the number, Ashley? And so now I do try to ask you, do you want me to listen? Do you want me to talk? Or can I say something? Instead of just coming at you or anybody with whatever.
Right.
And it goes back to what I was saying. I respect that about you, because there's times when you know where I'm like, and I think because of our friendship and because we've gotten connected to that point, that you could tell, okay, you just don't really want to talk about it. And you give me that space, but you don't give me that space for a long
Not for
time.
long.
Okay, day one, day two has already passed enough. We need to talk.
Exactly. Because I need to make sure my friend is okay.
And
So,
here again, I go back to a lot of what you're saying, because you and I are alike in so many different ways, where you always check on everybody, but no one really checks on you. And I've gotten comfortable in that space where, okay, I'm gonna check on everybody. Nobody's gonna check on me, so I'm gonna do me and get it together. But you hold me to the fire. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
day one, day two, when I was going through something really bad, enough is enough. I'm gonna need you to come out of it. I need you to at least talk about it. You make sure I'm on my calls with my therapist. Did you talk to your therapist? Did you do this? Did you do that? And it's something at one point in my life I wasn't comfortable talking about. Hey, I think I need to see a therapist. I need to go to a therapist. But you give me that space. Here again, sometimes we don't see eye to eye, and you could tell when, okay, I really don't want to talk about it, and you give me that space.
mhm. Facts.
Absolutely.
That's all I can say. You're right.
Absolutely. I think that is a very valid point, Danya. And Lisa definitely does that for me too, because she'll ask me how I'm doing and I'll say, I'm okay. And she'll be like,
Mhm.
um, are you really okay? Or you just saying that because
Exactly.
you don't
Or you
have
can just
anything
be that
better to
text
say?
message. It can
Yeah,
just be a text message. I can actually say,
literally.
I'm okay. I
Literally.
don't believe you.
Yeah,
Yes. She said,
exactly.
I don't believe you. I'm gonna give you that. But
Very,
it's like,
very
yes. So
intuitive.
This don't sound real
yeah,
good,
it
y'all.
shows you the respect and
No,
the
no,
connection
no,
that you're
no.
No, it's
building.
good. It's good.
Lisa, how does that not sound good? The
I don't
fact
know.
that you're able to pick up, because I think one of the things that sounds like we all have in common is that we're all givers, right? So what tends to happen is if
Exactly.
we're used to giving of yourself, you're not used to people actually checking in and actually caring how you're doing.
Right.
So if you have someone who can see you, like, and not just going to be like, here you say, I'm okay. And they'd be like, oh, okay, cool. So I need you to do this, and that, right? If I say I'm okay, Lisa's like, oh, are you really okay? You sure?
Hmm.
You
Exactly.
know? So no, that's a great thing. Please, let's be very clear.
Yeah.
Um, all right. Number two, all family members may be related, but they or their actions may not be related to what I need in my life. I am learning that this is okay, that it is okay to love from a distance if the love is not reciprocated.
Mm.
Yeah. Sorry about all the typos. But yep, that's just kind of where I am, you know. Um, y'all know, just
Yeah.
all I have right now is my sibling, and my parents are dead, my grandparents are dead. I tell people often, and some of these, you know, if you get to them and you feel like, oh, we already talked about it, because sometimes it comes up again.
It's all right.
There, because I've had diagnosis for mental health, you know, I don't talk to any one person every day. So if I'm ever in a really dark place and I did actually decide to commit suicide, no one would know until after it was done. I was an actress. Speech and drama was my major. So I know how to fake it well. I also do, I usually share though. And that's why I used to do Celebrate Life, because I didn't want anybody to ever feel, even if I'm in my worst place, I will still check on a friend.
Mm.
Yep.
And maybe text messages all I have right then, but I do usually try to reach out. I
Mhm.
don't want that. I don't want anybody to ever go through the hurt that I've experienced in my life. So sometimes, you know, not even family. I've learned that, you know, to love from a distance and let God, you know, vengeance is his, it's not mine. So kind of letting him deal with whatever is happening or has happened. It just, you know, it doesn't even have to be closely related family. It could be extended family. But
Hmm.
just learning from, you know, to love from a distance, and know that God's going to work out everything. How Romans 8:28. It's working together for
Absolutely.
my good. So
Absolutely. Anybody else have anything they want to add here? If not, we'll
I
move
don't want to
on.
take over that. It just
No, go ahead.
it keeps it keeps going back to the same thing, that space where you are and that space where she connects with you.
Hmm.
And it means a lot. And Lisa really, I'm the oldest, but it's sometimes she thinks she's the oldest.
I'm a little
But
bossy. I probably should put that on there, but I don't really want to admit it. But I really am. But bossy in love, you know, it's because I love you.
it goes back to, again, that respect, and the fact that when you can have friends for years and years, and how can, it's not the quality, it's the quantity, or it's the quantity, it's the quality, not the
Quality,
quantity, or
right?
whatever.
Right.
So I think I've shared more with Lisa than I've had with friends that I've had for years and years. And it's that comfort zone, and the fact that you don't feel like you're going to be judged, or whatever I say to you is going to go back to someone else,
Mhm.
because everything is not to be shared with everyone.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
when in a space that I'm in, person that also deals with mental illness and being a mental health advocate, when you set out to speak your truth and talk about, it's like you're being vulnerable. So I can be vulnerable with Lisa, but again, she's going to check me where I need to be checked. No, this is what, and then again, I'm going to go back to what I said. Sometimes I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, but I'm actually listening to her and I take it. But at that point, I really don't want to hear it. But it
Uncomfortable.
goes back to that connection you have with her.
Absolutely. I agree with that. I'm gonna skip around a little bit, Lisa. I love all shades of purple.
I do.
All shades.
Oh, psycho,
Lavender, royal.
lightning. Yes, all of it. All of it. And
I'm
I
not
know
gonna
the two
lie,
of
I'm a
y'all love
purple
purple on
queen.
here too. I guess I'll
Yeah,
share.
I'm about to say I'm a purple queen as well. So
I know.
Me too. And red.
Yeah, we have a blue person on here. That's how our book ended up being like blue and purple because
So just that's why I said I am not.
I know.
But I
You know,
have
my friend has a problem with it. I don't know why.
no, but I have very close friends and it just ironically there's at least three that, at least is one purple. That's the color. So,
It is.
it's all good. Yeah, it's all good.
Well,
we
thank you
love
very
you,
much.
Tracy.
You know, you keep your little powder baby blue
We
stuff.
learned to do a little bit of ombre to make stuff.
That's right. That's right.
We even do
So
like purple heart and blue heart sometimes when we text. We want to
yeah.
send love. We recognize it.
Fun fact: even though this podcast is not about me, my wedding colors were purple and blue. So I
Really? Oh yeah.
totally get that. I totally get that. I'm all for the mixture, the match, all of that. Um, that's awesome. Um, now this one I love because um, I think it kind of goes back to the point that we were talking about Lisa holding people accountable, which I would say is a strong suit of hers. Um, um, this one says lie. She made me do it. Truth is,
Oh,
no one can make you do anything. How you respond to a situation is your, in capital letters, choice. Choose to
Yep.
respond in a manner that is pleasing to those who raised you and ultimately to God. Be respectful. How you guys feel
that's how
about
I
that?
really feel. Ask me how I really feel. That's how I really feel. Oh, my kid, they not little. I work with 9th through 12th graders. They always like, they made me do it. Like when they get in fights, stuff. Nobody made you. You didn't have to hit them because you didn't have to. One of my friends, she's a new friend, met her in December, at another friend's birthday party, and she was just like, I don't know what's up with Lisa and this turn the other cheek stuff, but that's really me. Like I'm a very forgiving, empathetic person. And I'm like, you can't blame nobody else for your own ish. You can't. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, people do it, but you shouldn't. I don't think it's not a nice thing to do.
Yeah, that's a period. Put a period.
Right, period there.
Yes,
Period, poo.
I agree with that.
I
Yeah.
agree.
I do think that there is I don't know I don't know if it's a just like a cultural shift or what, but it does seem to be less of really holding people accountable for their actions and more giving crutches to people. So just speaking in general, generalized, that was a very general statement. But it is what it is, you know. But that's why these conversations are important. Um, and I this next one is interesting to me because I'm a PK, a pastor's kid. It says, as much as I hate to say it, there are some, definitely not all, ministers, pastors, preachers who are pimps in the pulpit. They will use you and the gifts that God has placed within you to their advantage, but won't support you or your businesses when they cannot gain from it.
Four
Te-
snaps. It's true.
Tell us how you really feel, Miss Gilliam.
I'm just saying, like I said, it's almost 50 years on this earth. I'm very grateful and I've learned a lot. I've also worked with a lot of pastors and a lot of preachers and a lot of ministers. I am one, although I'm not doing it now. And yeah, like it's so many people, they were great. Lisa, can you come sing? Do da da da. And I love to sing, which is one of these on here, so I don't have to do that one. I do, or I like to sing. I don't love it as much as I used to, but I do like it. I like speaking more, but I love being able to bring a joyful noise. And they will like ask you to do that, but ask me if they bought a book. Tracy, did they buy a book? No. Yours did at your church, but not mine. I know my pastor did. I can't, that's not true. My actual
I was
pastor.
going to say, you didn't just bust some people out.
Yeah. No. I'm just saying. No, my actual pastor did. Shout out Pastor Isaiah. Great. But I'm talking about like people in my past that would always ask me to sing and ask me to do stuff, and they never supported me in anything else. They didn't come to an event. I used to do free concerts every month. Like free. Like, what's your excuse? Like, yes, you had to have gas to get there. And it's not every pastor, like I said, not every pastor, not every minister, not every preacher, but unfortunately, there are far more that did not support me and other stuff that I did than the ones that did. And it was just, come do this for me, but never really, what can I do or how can I help you? And funny enough, I will say that's probably one of the blessings about Pastor Isaiah, because he didn't ever make me do it. Like, he never made me come there and sing. He did ask if I wanted to. That's after, like, it wasn't right off the rip. He didn't say, okay, do this and then let me, you know what I mean? And then when I asked him to do Celebrate Life there, he was like, yeah, but on one condition, we don't charge. Like, he really has a servant's heart. So he definitely is not the pastor that I was talking about. Let's be clear.
Be clear. Shout out to Pastor Isaiah of Believers Church DC.
Yep. I gotta make sure that he listens to this.
Good folks.
Absolutely.
So nice segue into this next one. So if you don't know, you should know if you're listening to this podcast. Lisa and Tracy wrote a book called 21 Days. 21 days. And I remember seeing the because this is a real confession. When Lisa first told me about the book, I was multitasking. So when I heard the title of the book, I'm like, well, what does 21 days mean? So but I did read the book. Did I not, Lisa?
You did. That's what you told me.
I read the book. I did. I read the book. In fact, it was the first book that I read after I gave birth to Judah. I said I wanted to read books during my paid parental leave, and so it was one of 3 books that I was able to get through in 3 months.
Well,
and
thank
so it
you
was
very
the
much.
first one I read. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Anyway, not about me. If Lisa says if we dated or something like that, LOL. You might want to. I didn't put the LOL there. She did.
I did.
You might want to purchase this book, 21 Days. Chances are you and the way you treated me are in the book. So go read it.
Oh boy.
Are we telling the truth, Tracy? Am I telling the truth?
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know. Maybe if you dated Tracy too, you might need to read the book. I don't know.
Yeah, you
But
might want to read the book.
I don't know if
or
Tracy
halfway dated, because I have a problem with that word in my history.
Well, dating, courting, took us out, messed with, messed over.
Didn't take me out. Didn't take me out. Didn't
play with my time. We used to talk on the phone.
Yeah, it was like 21 days in the hole. It's like people in solitary confinement. That's what it felt like.
Oh my God!
On an emotional level, it really felt like 21 days, spending 21 days in the hole, and some soul searching. So yes.
Definitely.
What I will say about Tracy and Lisa's book, one of the things I appreciated the most is that yes, they were telling their story. Yes, they were giving the lowdown on things that have happened in their dating lives, or as Tracy said, maybe not just necessarily dating, but the relationship situations that they found themselves in. But both of them, I felt, really took the time to be introspective, to see how their actions, thought processes, etc., contributed to them entering into certain situations.
All right, Dr. Ashley, I hear you.
So, no, I appreciate that. I think a balanced perspective is great, right? There are times we find ourselves in situations and we honestly didn't do anything to contribute to it. But a lot of times we do contribute to it, even if we don't recognize how we do
Right.
contribute.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yep.
I think that 21-day challenge was great because that clarified some of the patterns that were emerging
Mhm.
with you all within yourselves that allows you to find yourself in certain situations over and over again.
Yeah,
And so I do think it
absolutely.
was a great read, and I'm ready to write my review. So consider this
Thank
part
you.
of the review. Yes.
Okay, because I was
Can
gonna
I
say something, but I
go
didn't.
into mention something? So the 21-day challenge, there's portions of it where they speak of two other people that were supposed to be part of it. I'm going to say that I was one of the people, but I was not, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I was not in that space. I did not want to
Mhm.
accept anything. I was not. I went through the first part
Yeah.
with them. I
Mhm.
went through something afterwards that I
Mhm.
reached out to them and asked them would they hold me to the fire, and they both did. And I
Mhm.
went through the 21-day challenge again, and I
Which means
actually
we had to
told
go through the
myself,
21-day challenge again.
Yeah.
well, yeah, but it's okay. But y'all went through it with
It's
me.
okay to be
But it taught me a lot more.
I'm messing with you.
It was things that I did know about myself that I was not trying to accept. And that's another thing. When you do that or any other type of journey that you go on, and that's what I've been on, you're going to learn things about yourself that you like, don't like, and
Mhm.
you might like, you done lost your freaking mind. And I'm still
Mhm.
having those moments, but that 21-day challenge, it's not even just with, it's relationships,
Mhm.
parents, family,
Yeah.
friends,
Mhm.
spouses, significant others, everything. And it helps you gain your boundaries. You think you might have boundaries, but oh, I did XYZ. So I did not hold myself to my boundaries. I let them pass those boundaries. So it's
Mhm.
teaching you to learn more about yourself. And like I said, the first time I did not hold myself to it. The second
Mhm.
time it was so much better,
Mhm.
and it helped a lot more. And I appreciate them for taking the time out to go through it again with me when they could have been
Mhm.
doing other things. But it has helped me grow again in myself. And
Absolutely.
everyone, I don't care how old you are, everyone is able to learn something totally different. I am 56 and I am not afraid to learn anything new, especially about myself.
Yeah.
All
Awesome.
right
So I
then.
And your
appreciate you
book should be
ladies
out
for that.
soon, right?
Hey,
Hey,
I'm
hey.
working on it. Yes, and that was another thing. It did help me escape to stop holding so much in that I was afraid to write a book.
Yes.
I have so much I can tell
Yes.
that could help the next person. My story can help the next person, but I will never
Absolutely.
know until I put it out there.
Right.
So I appreciate them again for that.
That's amazing. That's a great testimony. First of all, I want to say thank you for being transparent, right? Some other people would have been like, I don't know who she's talking about with the other two people. It wasn't me. But one thing that you said that I really want to highlight, and I think that this is also a big thing for Lisa. Boundaries are what we hold ourselves to, not what we hold other people to,
Mm-hmm.
right? Boundaries are what we have for ourselves, right? And so, if I can't hold myself accountable for certain things, then yeah, I'm not going to be able to hold anybody else because I can't control what somebody else does.
Exactly.
That's the honest to God truth. I can't control what somebody else does, but I have a lot more control in my own realm, and so I think that was wonderful. And so, Diane, I'm glad that you were able to eventually go through the process, and we will be looking forward to being able to do a podcast once you finally release that book, girl. All right,
Uh,
let's keep moving.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on. We're moving on. Let's go to a fun one. I love lipstick, lip gloss, etc. I have about 100 shades.
Oh
Now,
my
this is
God.
true. Lisa has a lipstick for every occasion.
I
She has a
try.
lipstick to go to Shoppers. She has a lipstick to go to Krispy Kreme. She has a
Oh, yeah,
lipstick when she's going to
jokes.
work. And then she has a lipstick for karaoke. She has three for karaoke.
I wear
All right.
lipstick under my mask every day. Okay.
Every day.
I was like, I bought all this. Oh no,
Podcast
it's gonna go
morning.
other ways. I'm gonna be on the Zooms with my lips cute.
Let me tell
That's
you
what she's
something.
probably doing it now.
Listen, let me tell you
I
something.
actually don't have it on right now.
And the funny thing is, I have a lipstick. That's crazy.
Me
The funny
too.
thing is,
I
I
did.
went,
I took
I
mine
went out
off.
today. I went out today. So,
Mm. I
but
had it on
but
earlier, but I took a shower, so I don't have it on.
I understand. Lisa came to my bridal shower with a see-through man. Like my bridal shower was back in 2021. Pandemic was still raging. Everybody had on masks. Sis had the little mask that had the see-through. Like you were still fully covered,
I
but
was.
you had to see her lipstick. So she
I
had the
mean, it's
Transparent.
mask
probably
that
match, but
had
I
the
had it on. Shout out to Miss
listen.
Gaines because she gave me that one, and I was very grateful.
Lisa had it. She was ready. The lipstick was there. It was
I still
out.
remember that.
She she was ready. No, I was you because you were trying to make sure that it didn't smudge underneath your mask, man. We had a whole conversation about that.
Did we? I didn't
Yes, we
remember.
did.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Let's let's see. Um, when the ish hits the fan, and I think this is a great one because May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Well, all of this is great for Mental Health Awareness Month, but especially this one. When the ish hits the fan and you have been diagnosed with a mental health issue, there will be more people who walk away rather than walk with you.
Yeah.
Don't give up. Support is available.
Yeah. I mean that wholeheartedly. It's been a. I don't think some people believe me because I don't necessarily look. Not that anybody that has a mental health or mental illness or look,
Has a
you know
look.
what I'm saying? Like so, but I don't necessarily look like someone who might be going through. I don't speak. I don't think like someone who has. I'm not educated. I know some people who could not learn after some of the things that happened to me happened to them. So I give all God glory for that. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, there's definitely, I don't know how many of my friends have looked up or Googled, you know what I'm saying, PTSD or anxiety or depression or the symptoms and how they can affect relationships or to know that I'm not just going off on you just because I want to go off. That goes with that unsolicited advice thing too.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not in the mental health space or mental space to receive it, it's best to not give it to me unless I ask because I turn inward. And then that's when I often have had the suicidal thoughts. I could be fine, and then all of a sudden you say something that triggers me negatively because I'm so hard on myself. I know I'm not perfect. I don't want to be perfect. However, I'm always trying to help and be mindful of other people's feelings. So if I've done something to offend or hurt and you don't even tell me, that's probably the next one, Ashley, about communication. Then
Yes.
it definitely does affect me. And I really wish more people would do the research that they do when someone says they have a physical illness, and then walk with the person instead of, blaming them for being, it's a lot. I know it's a lot to deal with someone like me, but just know I'm not doing it on purpose. And actually, I didn't even do anything to get to this point. The stuff that caused mine was from what other people did to me. And that's diagnosed. I'm not just making that up. So the no. But yeah.
I think part of that is a people thing, and I think even with physical ailments, until it becomes your back door or your problem or your parent or your child, people don't. They just go on about their way,
Exactly.
and
Yep.
so
Yep.
it's just something that when you say that, then it brings awareness to it, and that it'll cause someone to pause and slow down the next time, maybe, and think, maybe I do need to look into this. Maybe I do need to look this up. I attended a mental health awareness month activity the other day, and it was just a wonderful speaker. And I mean, I talk to Lisa all the time, and we just kind of share. And so I've learned a lot. And sometimes we think we know, globally we know we have a good, well-rounded view of certain things. But then, you open yourself up to listening to different people from different walks of life and who have experienced other things, or have expertise in different areas. And now, like the lady the other night talking about mental health, she broke down different ailments, different categories, even to talk about how people overeat. Or people have eating disorders. That's also a mental illness.
It's mental.
People don't look at that. They don't look at, oh, you're fat. You need to lose weight. You need, and obesity, it's bigger than, oh, you just need to push away from the table. So I learned something new because I never grouped that into, mental illness, into that space. So, it's, we should commit ourselves to be lifelong learners. And so when you said that about looking it up, yeah, we should just we all have phones, smartphones and all of that. Go to Google University and just look up post-traumatic stress disorder or PTSD. Then it'll help us to have a better understanding and be more patient.
I agree. The thing too with the PTSD, I think because it was pushed so much in the military, that's what people, when they hear PTSD, that's the first thing that they think about. And then also I'm gonna go back to, it's going to be society, our culture. In our culture, we need to do better with supporting ourselves. So now the new thing is with the mental illness, which has been there for years, but now is affecting a different culture, is loneliness. Loneliness has always been there. I don't know about anybody else. That's always been in one of those categories as well. So now loneliness is coming out more as a mental illness. They were just talking about it on the radio. I saw it on the news. So
that's what I was experiencing in February. And I literally was just like, it's rough.
I think
but it's been there, and it's
Danya,
the culture.
To your point, Danya, I think if we could have a positive takeaway from the pandemic, I think from the pandemic, that conversation that came out of that about so many people being isolated and feeling alone, that it made it okay, because then we started saying, oh, this is a mental health crisis going on, and it was global. So I think it gave people, especially like you mentioned, our culture, who, we have these misnomers that Black people don't go to therapy. We don't need therapy. Therapy is for weak people and all of that. All of those things, that's gone. That's by the wayside now. And that's one, if you could find a positive to come out of the pandemic, I would say that's definitely one. Because like you said, it's been around. This is not new. But it has a different light shed on it, I think. Yep.
Absolutely. Lisa, I just want to piggyback, and you kind of touched on this, but I just want to make sure I read this one. It says, should you choose to give unsolicited advice to Lisa and she asks you to stop, she asks you to please take heed. Not doing so may fracture your relationship with her, but it will definitely cause her to look inward and possibly lead her to suicidal ideation, depending upon, where her headspace is at the time. And so, many of you know that Lisa used to do Celebrate Life as an event every September. And it started with your birthday month, right?
Yep, I started May. Yeah. Not even knowing that was Mental Health Awareness Month, which I should have, but I didn't.
Right. But September is Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. So I think suicide, generally speaking, and suicidal ideation, as an extension of just the conversation about suicide, is very misunderstood. And there is a whole spectrum of suicidal ideation. But when someone's able to be very honest about a trigger, and this is what a trigger is, right? When you know that something can potentially lead you to a dark space, right? Or something that takes you back to a very painful either event or emotion. That's when you're able to identify a trigger, or you have someone who's able to tell you, hey, this is a trigger for me, then take heed. Right. That's what we, right. And I know a lot of us, specifically those of us who have either been raised up in the Christian faith or have, converted on our own and in adulthood or whatever. A lot of the things that we have been socialized around our faith to do is actually antithetical to mental health. And I say that as a person who is a Christian. And we're all in spaces where we're working to try to make sure that mental health awareness is and mental wellness is a priority, specifically in
Right.
faith-based spaces. But a lot of times we feel like we need to hold people accountable for, and I'm doing air quotes, hold people accountable for air quotes when they're complaining or when they're, yeah, you're being too negative. Here's the thing. You cannot heal something that you cannot speak, that you can't be honest about, that you cannot call a thing a thing.
Right.
And so that's why you got a lot of people who think they can go to church and cry, which is cathartic, right? Or shout, which can be cathartic as well, but it doesn't heal you.
Right.
Right. And so I just wanted to make sure that I read that specifically because you specifically called out a trigger for yourself. Right. So if anybody who knows Lisa and loves Lisa, all right, unsolicited advice. Okay. Now I'm gonna say a best practice, and I'm gonna say it because Lisa says I do a pretty good job with this.
Yes, you do.
I go back to when people are telling me something, my first question is, okay, do you want me to listen or do you want me to respond?
Mm-hmm.
So then I know what I'm doing, right? Sometimes people just need to talk and get it off their chest, right? They don't need somebody to bring them back into, reality. They don't need that. They know right now I'm just trying to get this off my chest, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if someone's in that space, let them be. I'm telling you, you're not going to nobody. You're not going to send nobody to hell if you just sit there and listen. I promise you. Jesus loves you. Okay, you're not going to send nobody to hell if you just sit there and listen.
Most of the
Honestly,
time, we just want them to be present anyway.
that's what
let
I'm
us know that you
saying.
support and care.
Honestly, you gonna help people get to heaven. You gonna bring more people into the kingdom. I'm telling you. I'm trying to give y'all the keys to the kingdom, and y'all not listening. Y'all not hearing me up in here. If my dad was on here, he'd be like, "Amen, lights on walls." I'm just saying. All right, let's move on. I love love, and I love hard. Sadly, I often love too fast.
Oh boy.
I mean, that's probably how we got to the book, but it's y'all, oh my gosh, if I just told you, like, what I am trying to do now in my life is not make the same mistakes I made before. And especially, I'm not going to go into the book because y'all should buy it. But when you read the book, you'll see like one of my major issues or, that I had not too long ago. And it takes everything in me not to repeat what I've already gotten out myself, got myself out of, or what God got me out of. And like the dog returned to his vomit, I'm saying? Fool returns to folly. And I think I talked about that scripture in the book too. I don't want to, vomit is nasty. Why go back to it? But it's so easy to go what you're comfortable with. And because of the loneliness, it's really easy for me to just, attach myself to if you're showing me the attention that I didn't get, the rejection, the abandonment, the stuff that I've gone through in my life. Like I've had a rough life, but people don't see it because I don't necessarily present with it. That's, what I'm saying? But behind all the makeup, the lipstick, the whatever, it's a person that has a whole lot of scars. And so I'm still healing. One of the things on here is I'm still going to counseling because I'm still healing. It's not going to change overnight. I didn't get here overnight. It's not going to change overnight. We're talking about, sexual abuse and molestation as a kid, and then date rape, college, and death. Like, mom, grandmother, finding them, being in the room when they're deceased. Like, there's so much mental abuse, verbal abuse by family, friend. Like, I've gone through a lot and I'm still here. My dad did not make it to 50. I'm praying that, you know what I'm saying? Come May 18th, when this airs on the 17th, we air on Wednesdays and we pre-record. But when it comes out, I'm praying that I really am going to be here still because, you know what I'm saying? Some of the people that I really care and love about or are loved are no longer here. And so, yeah, I love, and I wish guys would stop playing with me. I'm trying to say it the nicest way because I could use some other words, but I really wish they would stop playing. One of the things I put on here is like, I'm hoping that 50 brings me marriage. I'm so tired of being single, like seriously. And I was having a conversation with a male friend. He probably would be really happy. I'm not even going to shout him out, but he knows who he is. And he was just like, stop settling. Like I didn't realize that what I was doing with a guy I was dating was just what I was doing with the person I talked about in the book. You know, and because I do want to be married. I don't want to just date to date. I don't want to just, you know what I'm saying? And so although I tell myself, you know, go on dates, that's fun. It is. It takes away the loneliness, right? But that's not really where my heart is. And so finding the strength and courage to actually stand on what I believe and what I want, and understanding that, and I've said that to y'all too, like that this person was my friend. No, he really wasn't my friend, because a friend doesn't treat you the way that person treated me. They don't decide to do some of the stuff that they did. They can say that they cared about me, but that's not a friend. And so that's a hard pill to swallow. But when a male tells you that, you know, a male friend, and they see this, it kind of enlightens you or whatever. Like, nah, Lisa, no, they did what they wanted to. Which number is one of them on here about cake and eat it too, Ashley? I know I put it in the top.
Yeah, it's number 5. Yeah.
Yeah, guys often want their cake and eat it too. They will tell you they are not interested in a relationship now, maybe one day. That is not true. It is not that they don't want a relationship now. It is that they don't want a relationship with you. And that is a really hard truth, but it's
Very
true.
hard.
It is true. And if we continue to tell ourselves that no, it was something else, we lying to ourselves, because the reality is most of them end up getting relationships or getting married right after they stop dealing with you. So it couldn't be that it was that they didn't want to be in one now. It was me. It was you. You know what I'm saying? So that's hard, but it's true. Now, if you just want to have fun and you just want, you know, you're adult. I can't stop, you know, that from happening. But just I'm learning to be honest with myself, and I want more.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that is important. I think again, culture is weird. Like they want us to want love, marriage, the things, but they don't want us to be real about wanting it. I gotta pretend like I don't want it, because you know, if you want it too much, you know, you one way, but if you don't want it at all, they talking about you too. You know,
Exactly.
so you really can't win when it comes to that. Let's go to since we were talking about men, the men folks. Um, if a man, no,
Not
number
all of them.
37, yeah, not hashtag not all men.
Right.
If a male tells you that they're interested in getting to know you, and y'all date, she says, I want to talk, like literally, you hear my voice, I hear your voice, not text, with you at some point every day. So it sounds
Every day.
like consistency and
Yes.
communication, which communication is a big thing for Lisa, which is another one
Yes.
of the things on this list, right? So
Absolutely.
there's a very specific way that she likes to communicate, and that's fine, right? Because
Yes.
it can be her preference, but it also does establish a good foundation, right?
It does.
And verbal communication tends to have less of a chance of miscommunication. Doesn't mean that people don't, you know, miscommunicate, but you know, there's so much more that's left up to chance if you're texting or emailing something. You can't hear the
There's a
inflection in people's
compound.
voices and all that. Yeah. Well,
People do it and they
I'm
hide
gonna
it from the
say,
truth.
can I please say this as your millennial introverted sister?
I know y'all like to do it,
Okay,
but
I'm a
us 50
texter.
year olds don't.
Okay, I just saying, and that's why I talk to you on the phone, don't I?
You
Well, I'm
do.
just saying, like, I'm not trying to hide from anything. I just don't like people like that, right?
But
And I'm
that says that you like me
introverted.
because you make the time to do it, and I appreciate it.
I really try my best, but as you said, you bossy, so
I mean, but whatever, you can text me and I text, but that's another one on here. If I text you, you can text me back. But if I call you, don't be texting me back. That is
call her
not
back.
what I asked. If I wanted to text you, I would have texted you in the first place. If I
Now,
email you, then you can email me back. Meet me with the same level of communication that I give you. Please and thank you. Millennial, old person, young person, I don't care. I mean, care. Because it's like, I feel like it's low key disrespectful. I know how to
yeah,
text. So if I wanted to
right.
talk to you on a text, no,
That's
sometimes my
true.
mom used to say, I need to lay my eyes on you. So now
That's
it's
right.
not that.
Yep.
For me,
Yeah.
it's like, I need to
Yeah.
hear. I need to hear
Yes,
your
I need
voice because
to.
you're not going to
That's
lie
right.
to me when I'm listening to you, or if I'm looking, you can video
Exactly.
chat me. If I video chat you, video chat me back. Video chat me when you have on clothes, please. But when you have time, video chat me back.
Video chat. Now, what I will say is, like, if I'm by my phone and I can't answer in the moment, what I will do is send her a text to say, "Hey, I'm doing this, but I will call you back
That's
later."
fine.
And I've learned to do that. I've learned to do
That's
that
fine.
because it was not like that before. I had learned to do
That's
that with
acceptable
Lisa because
practice.
I know that, yeah, but I know that that's important to you, right? So being in this relationship with you as big sister, little sister, like I have learned throughout the years that that's something that's important to you. So I adjust myself otherwise. Now other
I
people,
appreciate it.
listen. Let me
Don't
tell you
got nothing to do with
something.
them other people.
Listen, and she ain't got nothing to do with the other people. I'm
Nope.
sorry to that man. I don't know that man. I'm sorry. All
Yeah.
right. I just don't.
Because I got stories, but I'm gonna keep it low key. I'm not even gonna talk about the person who did that. Nope, actually I am.
Oh, all
November,
right.
y'all. I hope he listening. I don't have no beef with them, but I have not gotten a phone call since November. Text message, a lot, but no phone. No, you don't even have to worry about expecting anything else from me.
Yeah.
Not a meal, not a hug, not a nothing.
I'm in the same space, Lisa. You know,
Mm.
you know about
I
mine.
know,
You
right?
know,
Crazy.
and we're talking about grown people. So,
Oh,
if you say that there is an interest, then I'm expecting for you to show and express your interest.
Yes.
And so, for
Yep.
you to tell me to call you, I can call you at any time. Well, same thing goes for me.
yeah,
I don't have any man living
absolutely.
in my house, so that's perfectly fine that you call. But if the last time that I verbally had a conversation with you
Months ago.
was January and it's now the 6th of May and you text, that's not now you just hearing air, because I
I love
don't
it.
have anything else to say and not
Sis
wasting my breath. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just dead air. I'm done.
yeah.
said it is
You can
radio
never
silence
find your
over
way to
here.
do anything, to come over, to call, to like nothing. Like gifts aren't even my love language, but I don't know most females who don't want to get like you're not showing me no type of, so you can't
Yep.
really be honest. You can't. Maybe it's something you want, but what you want, you definitely not gonna get, and you definitely not gonna get it that way.
It's
Right. Yep.
disappointing because I would think that as we're getting older, that the games would stop.
No
The knowing what you want, you be
word.
clear about what you want. If you want to play, then be straight up and just say, you know what, I'm not about
Absolutely.
that life. But this is very disappointing because I never thought that at almost 50 that I would still be single. Seriously. And so it's like I told somebody the other day, one of my younger sisters, play sisters, I told her, I said, this is a state of emergency. Like like all of a sudden it's like I
I
wake up and I'm
agree.
like 50 and I'm like, what is going
Yep.
on? I mean, like somebody needs to do a documentary, like a serious.
Man, you so
Listen,
Yep.
lucky, Ashley. So blessed that you don't have to deal with this.
Exactly. And I'm
I
56.
am.
I'm
I
56.
am. And
Man.
I will be the first to say it, as one of my friends says, and I was saying it up until 2 years ago. There is pee in the dating pool,
Yeah,
and
it
so I
is.
just need people to
Yes. Yes,
understand
it
It's
that
is.
straight
there,
tainted.
there's
Absolutely.
there's pee in the dating pool, man. It's just not clean out here. We're at 50 minutes, and so I want to ask the birthday lady. Do you want to keep going? Do
I
we
want
want
to keep
to
going
just?
because if people want to listen, they can listen. They can speed through.
All
Like 50 minutes is a
right.
lot. We don't have to necessarily do all, but and some of them are they're the same thing, but it's important to
Yeah,
me. So if they want to hang, they'll hang.
absolutely.
If they
Okay,
won't, they won't.
listen. Come on, birthday lady. All right.
I'm different, y'all.
So,
I'm growing. I am changing. It's like
come on,
when the
dream
heart really
girls. Effie. That that's what Effie said. She said I'm changing. That's what she told us.
yes, I
That's what
am
she
for
told us.
real.
So since it's your birthday,
Mm-hmm.
if it's your birthday, make some noise. I'm trying to find.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go here. And because I think this will inspire some decent conversation. This one says, I used to wait to make plans around family or friends, but yes, I'm going there. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I used to wait to make plans around family or friends' birthdays because I was so used to spending time with them or wanting them to spend time, I guess, with you, right?
Right. Yeah. Sorry about
Celebrating them.
that.
She said, not anymore. I am learning to never postpone my plans. Um, while waiting to attend a family or a friend's function that has not been planned yet, people will invite you to what they want to invite you to. Thus, after God, you got to put yourself first,
Yep.
my Lord.
I'm gonna explain
Word.
this one, right? It's two different things because it's another one there. So I love my family, and I used to always wait, or like, so say, so we just celebrated Donnie's birthday, right? April 15th. So I know it's April 15th. So what I would do is I would wait, be like, what you doing? Or I would either say something or I wouldn't say something. And waiting for the person to say what they were going to do. And then I wouldn't plan anything else for April 15th because, hey, it's Donnie's birthday and she's going to do something, especially if this was often. So I would do that with my friends. And it was a friend earlier this year who, Tracy and I had a speaking engagement for the book. And I had already booked it. And I usually am pretty much a person of my word. I try to be. And so I couldn't go to the birthday dinner because I already had this gig, this engagement. But I used to not, I wouldn't even have said yes because I knew it was that person's thing. That's not fair to me. Like, us selling the books, that's extra income. Us telling people about it opens up other opportunities to speak. I'm learning to put me first. It doesn't mean that I don't care. But if I tell you, because I don't know where that number is, because it goes into that I'm celebrating my 50th and you have chosen, because I do have, and my friends may hear this, I don't dislike them, but it hurt my feelings. I haven't even had a conversation with them yet because I told one of them I was doing something on 50th. I don't know what it is. Please don't go out of town, because I felt like every milestone that I've had, they planned something different. My birthday's always on May 18th. My birthday has always meant a lot to me, especially because I did not want to live. Like, that's why Celebrate Life started. Because I did not want to have a life. I did not want to exist. And so for me to reach a birthday, it's great. But like I said, my dad didn't even make it to 50. So 50 is a huge milestone. So I wanted to celebrate it with as many friends and family, people that have made a difference in my life, even ex-boyfriends, anybody that wanted to come. If I have your actual number still, they were welcome to come. I don't care. So hope I see a whole bunch of people on that day. But if I don't, what I don't think my friends thought about is I don't have family anymore, just my sibling, right? And my aunt, and I'll be honest, a lot of people don't know, but they'll hear it now. We're estranged. We haven't spoken since July. I've not seen her since July of last year. And although that's been a hard thing for me, I've learned that my friends are my family. And so I would be hurt, even if one of you all, knowing that I kept on saying I'm going to do something, plan something different. In fact, Dhyana actually had to talk me into doing something again because I was going to give up on this whole whatever several
No,
times because it was getting on
no,
my
you
nerves.
weren't. No, you weren't.
I was.
Huh?
Yes, you
Huh?
was.
I mean,
was.
I know she was. I'm saying it like a
Oh,
black
I
mother.
got you. I got
How
you.
black mothers be like, no, you weren't. Nope, nope,
Yeah.
nope.
So I
Because
was
she
thinking
made
that
me do mine.
I've made you what?
Because you made me, because I was doing the same thing. I'm not going to do anything, but you made me do something for my birthday, and I had an absolutely amazing time.
Yes, she
My
did. I
lord,
had the video.
my lord.
I was like, I should have
So
waited
what's
one
going to
way
happen?
for yours to mine because now I don't have nothing to wear. But that's a whole different story. I was thinking about how last year, this time I was on my way to Seattle, and what has God done in a year? Like the changes that have happened, the things that have taken place, and what I was going to do and the reasons why I was going. I'm still not where I want to be, but I'm definitely different. I'm definitely growing. I'm definitely getting better. And, eventually I hope that God opens the opportunity to have conversations with both of those friends because I do value them because they've been in my life since college.
Mhm.
That's a long time, you know. But I understand that people got to do what's best for them too. I just feel like what you said earlier, Ashley, if you know it's something or whatever, I don't think I should find out that you had other plans after I invite you to something. I feel like if you value me, you're just gonna give me a heads up. Be like, you know what, Lisa, I'm doing X, Y, and Z, so I'm not gonna be able to celebrate you. And when I say celebrate, I'm not talking about gifts. For me, this year I asked literally for support. So you supporting is you showing up or buying our book or the CD or, you know, telling somebody else about it in a post. Some of those things are free. Now I will take cash and Cash App. I'm not stupid, Gillian Vocals. Okay. I could always use some more funds. So you want to bless me? Thank you. But I'm not going to be the one that's like posted on there and saying, hey, you want to Cash App me today? Like, that's not who I am. I just really I want the love. My mom was the one who supported me and she's not here to do that anymore. And so having my family, my friends there means a lot, but I don't even think most of my family's coming. So it's just been an interesting, you know, role. It's just not a priority. Everybody has their own, you know, their own children, their own spouses, their own, you know, significant others. I would just love to be a priority in somebody's life sometimes. And I can say that y'all three have done that a lot. So I appreciate that. Okay.
And honestly, I'll this will be my transparent time. Like when I got married in the middle of the pandemic, we had to make some very hard decisions about cutting down our wedding list because we didn't want people sitting on top of each other. And my mama is one of nine. Okay, I got family for days.
Mhm.
And so Lisa didn't make it to the final in-person cut.
I did.
And so what Lisa did was we went to brunch at first watching Bowie, and
Mhm.
she told me how she felt about it.
I sure did.
And that was okay because she's entitled to feel yeah, I mean of course I felt horrible
Yeah,
because
she did tell
I
me in
mean
person though. She did tell me that.
I did
But
tell her in person, and I did that before invitations and all that went out.
yeah.
As soon as I knew, I was like, all right, I need to have this conversation specifically with Lisa. Other people, I left it to my mama to have those conversations because I ain't want them on my list anyway. But that's another story for
Oh.
another time. Okay, the people I
Mhm.
want there, but what I say that to say that you know, it is not that I know I haven't done that perfectly either. And Lisa is gracious enough to let me know how that, because that keeps my empathy strong and on point, right? Because I'm not, you know, yes, it was my day, right? Yes, you know, I could say, well, you know, I mean, you know, I could do that, but honestly, relationships were in the balance too. And there were people who were upset that I'm gonna be honest, I didn't care and I'm not gonna feel bad about it ever. Ever. Okay. But there are people like Lisa who it hurt me to hear what she had to say, but it didn't break anything.
No. And you know why though? Because we have a relationship and we've had arguments. Like I've had arguments with each one of you. And I feel like that's a part of life. Like conflict, I think I put that on here, is going to happen. And if you
Yeah.
can't communicate whatever it is, then you're not even being real about whatever the situation is. We got to learn to be able to move forward. If God even says, he's like, if you got an art with somebody, go to them. If you know they have an art with you, go to them. You
Yep.
know, you all know how I feel about that. Don't go to nobody else and not go to them. I'm not saying don't go to nobody else ever. Like sometimes you just need to vent, but make sure it's on your to-do list to go to the person that you have an issue with because they may not even know. And if they don't know, they can't grow. You know, how do we teach other people to mature and grow? That's why I tell these men how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Might gotta wait so there's not a text message, and I'm not gonna call them, they're gonna call me. And that's all right. If those that don't, they're gonna learn too. they'll miss out. I know I'm a great catch. I didn't always feel like that. It took me years
Exactly.
Man, my counselor told me the other day, I was like, yeah, I'm putting myself first. He's like, finally. I said, don't act like you know me. We've worked with each other
Listen,
for a minute, though. And so he does know
these
me. He
therapists,
knows
they gather you. They
they
will
do.
gather you.
They do. And,
Mhm.
I'm grateful, grateful to Ken. I can shout him out. That's fine, too. I'm just grateful for the growth, But yeah, we can go.
Absolutely.
Unless y'all had
All
something
right.
to say.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Danya, Tracy, anything to add there? All right. All right, let's go to
No.
one that's kind of funny. I am territorial.
Man.
I do not
Man, so with the
always
teeth.
want to introduce my friends to my other friends, but if
Mhm.
I do, I care about you enough to do so.
Right.
Now, and I say this as I've met both Danya and Tracy through Lisa. I
Yes.
think I did
I
because
love that.
Danya was speaking at Celebrate Life.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And when she said, "Oh, I'm the chair of the Out of the Darkness Walk, DC Walk this year," I'm like, "Zoom, I need to meet her."
Mm-hmm.
And Tracy, we met. I'm not sure the first time we met, but I know we really had a good conversation the day that all of us went.
For
Us who
author.
published through
Author. Yeah.
Journal Joy Publishing. So, yeah. So thankfully, Lisa cared enough to introduce me to these
I
two
did.
wonderful ladies.
Yeah. But the thing is, the running joke was last year at my birthday dinner, they thought a few of my friends, including Ashley, was like, they thought, nah, we don't want you because they were going to connect on. So I don't care, connect on social media. But I will tell you where it hurts me is when I find out that y'all went out and never asked me to go out too. Like that, that's a little, you know what I'm saying?
I've
I
had
don't really
that.
like that.
Yeah.
But I'm not talking about y'all, but I'm just saying my friends that
Well,
I've connected.
honestly, me and Danya, we only secret scroll when we trying to do something for you. We're trying to get you together, to be quite honest.
Well, I did find out about y'all pairing up for Danya's giveaway to the shelter online. I didn't know about it.
Oh,
Well,
because through Master of My Matters. Well, that's
yes.
because Master of My Matters is actually a partner with Rock for
I'm
Life.
just saying, but I wasn't asked to I didn't know anything about it. I had to find out online.
Girl, Stigma
I'm not
Breakers
upset
is a
about it. I'm
partner
just saying.
too.
Huh?
I'm
See,
trying to
this was
remember.
The Stigma Breakers, no, it was one where we weren't. That was the other one where y'all did the book bags.
for the okay.
Oh, oh,
See,
okay. Well,
Tracy,
just
see
put
how
August. Put August the 19th on your calendar because that's the book bag
I
giveaway.
can't do that right now. You gotta tell me.
She
You gotta send me a text because I'm
said,
on the phone with the calendar.
Zion said, and for you people
Actually,
out there
that's the day
too,
we go back to.
you,
Is that a Saturday?
Yes.
I
yeah,
think we go back to work the day before.
that's okay.
Okay.
You can be
It is
available
not
on
okay.
August 19th. And for you
Text me.
listeners out
Yeah.
there, y'all make sure y'all put August 19th on y'all calendar too. Shout out to Rock for Life Foundation.
Thank
Yes.
you. Stigma Breakers
Thank
and
you.
Mastermind Matters.
All
And
right. And we need
all
to
right.
talk about these CDs. Okay. Yes. Okay. Continue.
Um, one of the things that I mean people should know about you, but maybe they don't, that you were a counselor for 20 years.
Yep.
And but you like your current job, which is
I
not counseling.
do.
And you really enjoy helping people make changes to their lives, in their
For
lives.
their lives, yes. Sometimes through their lives too, but
Everything, to, in, all of the
yeah.
above.
I
And I
do.
guess
I'm
kind
a
of
helping professional at heart. Like even before I became a counselor, before I ever got my master's, um, and then my PhD would have been in conflict resolution had I finished it. Well, was I doing a PhD or no? I was doing a PhD. That's a whole nother story. So like helping people deal with their conflict, facing it. Like if you tell me about something, I'm like, well, did you tell the person? Did you talk to the person? I'm finding, and that's also through restorative approaches, dignity, mutual concern, and respect, 3 tenets or characteristics of it. A lot of people don't want to talk to nobody about this stuff, but they're really hurting. But they don't even say
yeah.
nothing. And I don't understand that. But yeah, I'm not, I think as I heal, I'm not counseling. I
Mhm.
still kind of have to do it as a part of my job, but it's not treatment plans and progress notes and I might have to take a note because I talked to somebody about something, but it's not as heavy. And I think until I heal, I'm a lot better. It's hard to believe that October will be 6 years since my mom died, but as we come to Mother's Day and my birthday being the same week, it's still a trigger for me. It's still really hard. And so, shout out to y'all who are moms. Happy Mother's Day, because I don't know what type of headspace I'm gonna be in that day. And I'm just being honest. It's not that I don't care. I just, it's just a difficult memory for me.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. I do think that it's interesting that you're also a minister, though not actively in that role currently. But you kind of said the same thing that you said about counseling, like maybe once I'm healed, we'll revisit that. But there are a lot of people who are in the helping professions that, they do counseling, they do ministry as
Life
well,
coaching too. Yeah.
life coaching, things like that. So I think the other thing I wanted to say is that those three tenets that you talked about for restorative justice, like those are Lisa's jam, honestly. I remember mentioning to her earlier this year that I was in a tough situation with someone who's a really good friend who got upset because, our friend group wasn't able to do more for her birthday. And her birthday was like 2 weeks after I gave birth. Well, I'm out of commission, but she like iced all of us out, including me. And I felt some type of way about it. And I was talking to Lisa about it. She was like, "So are you gonna tell her how you feel?" And I was like, "Nah, nah. She can stay over there and be petty. I don't, And Lisa's like, "Yeah, I understand that, but you probably should still talk to her. Okay, thanks, bye." And I was like,
I don't think it was that quick, but
yeah, I mean, like, well, I'm trying to save time. I'm not gonna give them all of the good nuggets.
I know.
Therapist.
Well, yeah.
But like, I mean, that, but basically, and then she texted me to follow up to see if I really. I haven't. I'm not at that point yet. I've not matured to that point yet today.
Okay.
But just, and she'd be like, "That's fine. I'm gonna follow up. It's fine." So like that's like a real thing. That's a real thing.
It really is.
So you gotta love having people in your life that honestly help you to remember, like, you are better than this.
Yeah.
Even when it can be said that the other person is at fault.
Might be wrong.
Exactly. Exactly.
And you don't want to hear it.
Yep.
Say it with your chest.
Yeah. But even when you know that honestly you have a right to feel some type of way because you are the aggrieved party, you have a responsibility as well.
Yeah.
And so it reminds me, I love it because it reminds me of how I was raised. My parents are really big on integrity. Anybody knows my father, he's a tell it like it is type person.
Right.
Very, very much either you're gonna love him or you're not, because he's very direct and he's like, "This is where we are." And I'm gonna say it, and you ain't gonna hear it from nobody else but me. And I was raised that way. Now I don't have that same approach as my father, right? But you gotta love people who keep you honest about yourself. Like you can have all the illusions about everybody else, but you at least need to be honest about yourself. Huh? Sure. I'm preaching better than y'all saying amen. I ain't got
like 25. I will always confront an issue head on. I may talk about it to those closest to me first in order to calm down or gain perspective, but I know that I will never talk about you without talking to or with you to try to resolve said issue. You always gonna hear from me. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I wish more people would do it.
I ain't there yet.
I hear you, Tracy.
Not with all things, yeah, but
but that's what I have in your life, because I'm gonna encourage you to get there. See,
that's right.
We all have different agendas here.
That's right.
I have to prioritize my list.
That's okay. That's all right.
That's right.
Look, so that leads me to 24. Can you read that one, Ashley? Because
that's exactly what I was going to do. You took it right out my mouth. I was literally saying, let's go to this one. I am an investigator at heart. Even if you do not tell me the truth, I will find out eventually. Believe that.
Yes,
You better believe
I'm gonna
that.
find out.
Yes, 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 yes.
And
You
most
gonna
of y'all, I'm
find
connected to somebody else to know y'all. So if I need to find out, look, Tracy and I found out that my coworker, the one who always looks out for me, got married in her church. And like Tracy knows her husband. Like you never know. It's such a
Who
small
knows
world. Her
who?
pastor married them. You all meet them at the birthday dinner, but we'll meet her. So you just never know who knows who. But I'm gonna find out. This is also for the men. So you may think I might not know something. Yeah. Don't try me.
Well, that's what I've learned. The truth always it comes out. Sometimes it's hard as heck when it gets out, but it gets out. It
Well,
sometimes
I'm glad that God did cover a multitude of my sins and did not get it out.
it gets out.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's touch briefly on suicide awareness. And then let's talk a little bit about your career as an independent artist, and then we can kind of wrap it up because I think
Okay.
we've kind of touched on a lot of the different themes that run throughout your list. So obviously suicide awareness, suicide prevention awareness is very important to you. We know that you used to put on the Celebrate Life event, and generally speaking, just do a lot to do psychoeducation around suicidal ideation, through stigma breakers, through when you're asked to speak. I've attended when you spoke at Tracy's church for their women's ministry thing. So I want to ask, do you see yourself doing, eventually expanding, that work to something else more formalized, or do you see yourself bringing back Celebrate Life in a different way or in the same way that it was? How do you see that platform kind of extending?
That's a
And I
good
know
question.
a lot of it is depending on where you are, right? Because where sometimes we can work through while we're healing. Sometimes we need to heal first to a
Right.
certain point, and then be able to do the work. So
Good question. I'll tell you when God tells me, because, as far as I was concerned, podcast was done. This is going to be, the second episode of season 3. So, which we're looking for guests too. So if y'all know anybody or anybody listening to this wants to be a guest, please definitely contact me. But I'm not sure. Celebrate Life, I enjoyed it. I ran into Miss Gaines. She asked me about what are you doing for the mental health and ministry, forum. And I was like, this is my birthday weekend this year. I decided not to do it. But I know I have to do something. Danya and Ashley are part of the Stigma Breakers Collective. We're, our goal is to go around to talk to people, to share the different things that we've experienced, with others, hoping to prevent, suicide or educate about other mental health, topics. I do believe that when God has called you to do something, you really don't have the choice not to. I mean, you could say no, but it's just going to continue to be a test until you pass it. You know what I mean? So I'm not running away from it. I absolutely love speaking. Like, I love talking, yes, but I love speaking and training, not so much teaching. So I love to train. I love to get people to see things from a different perspective that they never thought about. So for me, whether it comes to singing, acting, speaking, writing, as long as people are learning, and I'm helping them, then I'm happy. So we'll see what's next. Wouldn't it be great if God sent my husband, who also had the desire to we do this together in ministry?
hallelujah.
That would be
Praying
great.
into
But
Yep.
Thank you,
Speak
Jesus.
it. Speak it into existence.
yeah, we'll
It's
see.
Right.
funny that question that you all did that question, because that's where I'm at now. It's like I keep running, but it's my time, it's my calling, regardless of whether I want to realize it or not. It's no longer about me, it's about helping the next person. And Lisa, you pretty much just said everything I said to a friend of mine the other day.
Yeah.
And I know you
Okay.
got this, you're going to do this.
Okay.
No more
Because
running.
Danya, I feel like we discussed an idea that we need to revisit about suicide prevention awareness, about putting on our own walk.
Oh, so it's funny you said that, but we'll talk about that after the next time because we're doing something for my brother's birthday, an actual
which is
walk.
also my birthday. So
Oh my
let's
Yes,
goodness.
do it. We do. Me and Rocky have the same birthday, July
I
29th.
know
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I know.
So it's
I
like
know.
that personal connection right there
Them
is like,
July
but
people.
that's something we
Honestly,
talked about. Oh,
I
we talked about that
know.
right before the all of this ended, and a lot of us had a bad experience with that organization.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's time, and it's also time for us as four Black women that can educate and bring so many people together. We can do this. And Lisa, you've brought so
I can sing my
many.
gospel
And this,
song at that event.
yeah, yes, yes, yes.
I
Okay,
So
wasn't
you
you,
allowed
can
to
tell
sing
me
my gospel
then.
song, y'all, at the other one. That's why
Mhm.
they
but
said I
just look
couldn't
at
sing it.
what you've done, and look at this actual platform right here.
Mhm.
This is four powerful, and I don't care how anybody takes this or look at it, four beautiful Black educated women, degrees, no degrees, or whatever. We're doing it and we can continue to do it. And just like we said, mental health has no look. When I go and speak, I tell my story, and this my story is totally different. And there's friends, like I said, I had 30, 40 plus years that don't even know half of my story. And when I do speak, they looking like, wow, I don't look like what I've been through.
Amen.
Right.
But
Mhm.
it's not like I'm
Mhm.
still not going through something, but I'm learning to embrace it. It's either going to break me or make me, and it's making me a better person. And I have Lisa to thank for that. I have Ashley to thank for that. I have Tracy to thank for that. So without Lisa, this platform would not be here. So
Yes,
I
ma'am.
thank you, my little sis.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
Love you, girl.
And
Love you
yes. And
too.
speaking of showing gratitude for Lisa, and I'm gonna end my part right here. Lisa, Lisa knows that I love her dearly, and she is definitely the big sister I never had. I mean, she reminds me of that often. Um,
Do
but
I?
I want, yeah, girl, you be pulling, don't, you can't do that. You can't
I
say
do
that.
say I'm
I'm your
your
big sister.
elder. I do say that part.
I'm your elder. Um, I would. I would like for all of the listeners. I, Lisa is celebrating a milestone birthday this year, and I really want us to be a blessing to Lisa. And so I hope this is okay, Lisa. I'm gonna say it, and if it's not, you just tell me afterward. So I know one of the things that that Lisa requested for her birthday this year is for people to show their support of her endeavors, whether it's the book that her and Tracy wrote, 21 Days, whether it's her music and her spoken word, which is found on most,
My
if not
website.
all, music platforms. I have it
Yeah.
on Apple Music. Um, and you can go to lisalgilliam.com and you can get all of this information. You have the links to get to whatever, and she even still has physical CDs that are available of some of her work as an independent artist, spoken word and music artist. So there are two ways that I want us to really support Lisa this year for her birthday. One, buy it. All right, let's financially support Lisa. Buy the book. The book is wonderful. It's amazing.
Yes.
The guys that we told you about, y'all need to buy the book too, because
Buy that
y'all
book.
cause us trouble. So go ahead and buy that book. All right, that's the least you can do. All right, that's the
Absolutely.
least you can do. The least you can do is go and buy the book, and then tell whoever you with now, go tell them to go buy the book too.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, everybody. How many bodies? Everybody.
Everybody.
Everybody go buy the book, go purchase some music, go purchase some spoken word. Lisa L. Gilliam, one singing lady, right?
Yeah.
The next thing I want you to do, if you're connected with Lisa on social media, even if you aren't, you can be. I would like for you on her birthday. You can say happy birthday, but it would be great if you specifically name out supporting Lisa in the ways that I just talked about. So buying her book, her and Tracy's book, buying her music, buying her spoken word, um, making those purchases, telling people, hey, I just supported Lisa L. Gilliam. You should too. Here are the reasons. If you read the book, consider writing a review on Google or on social media and tagging her and Tracy. These are tangible ways that we can show gratitude and also show our love for our dear one, because we do love her and we appreciate her and we want her to know that she is fully supported. And so now I'm going to shut up.
Absolutely.
And if Lisa,
Amazing.
I'm so sorry, Lisa, if I was out of order, but that's
No,
how I
it's fine.
wanted
I
it.
don't mind when other people do it. I just don't like to be asking people to do stuff. I appreciate it, and I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that you send out the message to people too.
You know, I
I'm
have
gonna
no for you. I have no problem. It ain't nothing.
Wow.
I'll put an email and a little graphic together in a heartbeat, baby. Let's do it.
Oh well, I will appreciate it. That's fine with me.
Got you. I got you, boo.
Got
Just let
you.
me
Thank you.
just let me get through this weekend. I got you.
You good? You good?
So but Lisa, thank you for allowing us. This was really fun.
Yeah, this was
Or
Yeah,
time.
I
thank you
Lisa
for
had fun.
suggesting it, Ashley, and thank you, Tracy and Donnie, too, for just being willing to be on. I know y'all are busy. I know you have a lot,
Hey, this
going
is
on.
time well spent. Time well
Oh,
spent.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Tracy, did you have
Absolutely.
any last words?
Yes.
No, because I talk too much, and
you
no,
don't gotta talk too much.
no.
This
Girl,
is a
you
special
ain't
day.
talk at
Tell
all.
people
But
what you want to say.
what I do want to say is that when God moves, He already knows what He has planned. When we don't know, we had no idea that some 30 plus years, however many years it is, 30, how many years are we?
I don't know. I
That
can't get to
that
the calculator.
we would be doing this. I mean, we've been friends and classmates from high
Right.
school since the 10th grade, and while we didn't run together, we weren't tight. I knew you were,
Yeah.
and always love, always respect. And on our
Right.
last class reunion, I think we started talking a little bit more and realizing that we had a lot of commonality.
Yeah.
And so, God doesn't make mistakes. And sometimes we have blessings right in front of us. And it's just, it's about time and opportunity. And this was our time. And so I had no idea um, that 21 days would have been born. I thank you for bringing me along on the journey, and to experience that with Danya and our other sister. It was indeed a journey. And, even for me, Danya, to have to sometimes go back and say, oh, I need to go back and look at that. I need to go back and
I
revisit
need
that,
to ask these questions.
because we're all still works in progress, and I have not
Absolutely.
yet achieved what I desire. And I'm trying to really figure out who I am, and and what does that look like. And from Lisa was kind enough to even share her therapist and say, hey, listen, because I've been in therapy before, I've been in coaching, but it's great when you can find somebody that you can really connect with and that you can really
Exactly.
talk to. And so I thank you for that. I thank you for sharing resources. I thank you for sharing your time. I thank you for checking on me when days are heavy for you and you sense that something's wrong with me. I
That
thank you.
kind of made me cry, right?
I just thank you for. I thank you for being a friend. I really do, and I'm
Absolutely.
grateful for you in my life. I'm grateful for this circle of ladies that are now part of my life because of you. So I
Absolutely.
just want to take the time to say that God doesn't make mistakes, and I'm just so grateful that He caused this perfect storm to come about on
That's right.
21 days. That I'm like, sometimes it's like, oh, we got to do what? Oh, we got. Okay, all right, because we're all managing so many different things, and I'm a
Mhm.
caregiver, and I have an aunt with special needs, and so I'm over here, I'm over there, but you know what? We make time for what's important, and so you are
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
important to me, and that's why I say this is time well spent. Happy birthday, sis! I
Thank
love
you.
you, and I'm
Love
here.
to
Cheers to 50 more.
Absolutely.
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 So very much. I
And I just
appreciate it.
also want to say thank you for letting me be the host of a podcast. I've always wanted to do that. Wonderful. Thank you so much. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, this has been really great. It's been wonderful. I had fun. And I hope
I
Lisa,
did
like,
too.
Yeah.
that
Yeah, I can
you,
go back to this and listen to all the stuff, and
yes,
maybe 50 more, Tracy. That you spoke into the atmosphere. I can be like,
Yeah, all
oh,
this
let me
black
go up
girl
and say
magic.
these
that's
Girl, what?
right.
things. I
We'll
just
be
wanted to
ready.
say, huh?
We'll be ready to do this at 100. It's fine.
Okay, all right, sounds good to me. I just want to say thank you to people listening or even speed through. I hope that you get some jewels and nuggets from this. If you want to reach out, please do so on social media at One Singing Lady, and that's the number one or numeral one. Or as Ashley mentioned earlier, visit my website, lisalgilliam.com. Leave a message in the guest book. Let me know you were there, or and I look forward to reading. Please tag me in all the things that you all post on social media as well so that I can, see what you're saying. And for those who are celebrating with me, on the 18th of May and the 19th of May and the 20th of May and the 21st, I'm celebrating the rest of the month. I appreciate it. I look forward to hanging out with all of you all. And I'm just excited. Excited,
Happy birthday.
I'm celebrating life. So
Happy
sounds good.
birthday.
Thank
Happy birthday,
you.
sis.
Happy
Thanks so
birthday.
much. I appreciate it.
I
I will
love
definitely
y'all.
talk to y'all soon. Love you too.
Love you.
Love
All
you.
right, have a good
Bye.
one. Bye, everybody.
Right.